right, welcome to episode 2 for Between Two Rigs. I am Jeremy Compton. I am VP of Engineering at DT Consulting. This is Pat Salvo, my partner. He is CEO, as y'all saw on LinkedIn, and congratulated him. So
appreciate that. Thanks a lot for the
soft golf
congratulations.
clap for him. That's going well. First thing, business, we want to clear up and just send out a little bit of thanks to everybody for making our first video going viral worldwide. That's pretty impressive. We didn't expect that. Happened, just came out of nowhere. So guess what? We're coming at you week number 2. Feels good. Being famous is a good thing for sure. All right, so this week, topics we wanted to discuss. We drilled a lot of wells last year.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of wells last year. It's pretty big stuff, and Jeremy's got a little more on that.
So a lot of people look at us and they see us drilling 2 or 3 wells for this customer, 2 or 3 wells for this operator, 6 well pad over here, 1 well pad over here. And people think, oh, there's small project drillers. Y'all drill a couple wells here and there. But those couple wells add up.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, whenever we look at the last year, we're at 60 plus wells on the well count. I mean, it's not a small number. Whenever we look at the amount of wells we're drilling versus other operators, operators with continuous programs, we're in the top 10 of operators drilling wells, right? Ours comes a little bit different because we have a bunch of different operators that are all adding up to a large number. We get some benefits with that.
Yeah, a lot of benefits. I mean, you look at the numbers and we pull rig counts and wells drilled and you see 60 plus wells drilled from one operator. There's not many people that drilled over 60 wells last year. Most of your mid-cap, mid-sized companies are coming in that 20 to 30, 40 range wells. Smaller people, especially a lot of the customers that we are working for where we do complete project management, those guys are coming in, 2, 4, maybe 10 was a big, 12 was a solid drilling program for them,
Right.
And so when we talk about us and we drilled 60 plus wells last year, first off, what does that translate to just on like tangibles?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the big things that we see is whenever you have an operator and we all look at it and see these things with a large scale program with a lot of wells, ends up getting better pricing on tangibles, getting better people on the stuff that matters for actually making a difference in how their program actually works. And since we're able to group ourselves and bring our clients into that realm, we start to realize some of those things also. And we see those things on our AFEs and on the actual spend of our customers that we get a bottom line decrease just by being at a volume basis on these tangible assets.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I don't think we did a great job of grasping and communicating that at the beginning of this and how we were going, and we started looking at it and started doing more bids and talking to people and looking at the amount of volume we did, and we were like, man, I think it kind of showed up when some of our customers sent some of their bids, and we were like, whoa, hey, we can do better than that. Like,
Sure.
No, don't lock that down. Let us bid this out for you, and let's look at a difference. And there was a difference, and there is a difference.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. I mean, and we look at it as a partnership with these vendors and suppliers and how to do these things, and also with our clients, right? The more that we can look at stuff as a big scale, the better the pricing is, the better it works for everyone. And I mean, a huge shout out to all our vendors too, because I mean, we couldn't do these things without you guys. You know who you are, so it's a really big deal. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to actually realize those savings and see those things actually be translated to our clients.
Yes, it's been good. I think moving on to number 2 on the list that we kind of wanted to get at, the performance that we get from drilling this amount of wells. Mm-hmm. So first off, how many counties did we drill in?
Man, I'll have to go back and look at it, but we're over 10 counties spread over at minimum 4 states. I mean, you get to see a lot of different footage drilled and a lot of different issues that come up that we plan for, pre-plan for, so we're not hanging up on those things. And of course, there's always issues every once in a while. And one of the big things is whenever you have an issue, how fast can you actually react to it, solve it, and get going back in the right direction, making progress? With drilling all over the states, in a lot of different states, a lot of different counties, we get to see a lot of things and get back to a forward-moving progress. It's been a big deal.
Yeah, no, and I think that getting into the third topic we kind of wanted to hit on was generating consistency. Mm-hmm. When we didn't drill 60 plus wells in one field, which is what a typical drilling program will. In previous companies before I came over to DET, we had 3 different fields we drilled in, and we're South Texas, we're Austin Chalk, we're East Texas, or we're West Texas. And we really had a focus in each one of those groups in a small acreage plot. When you look at what we're doing compared to someone that drilled 60 wells in 2 counties, we drilled 60 plus wells in 4 states. Like, we're not drilling the same well over and over and over again, which is a good and a negative, right? Because you can look at that and go, well, they don't necessarily have the field experience that I'm looking for. But when you look at what we do, county after county, state after state, field after field, our consistency comes from what and how our principles are. We apply our principles to every single well that we drill, and it works. It's good engineering, it's good project manager, it's good teamwork, it's good tangibles at a good value. And then we go into the leadership to direct and make this stuff happen. And that's how you drill 60 plus wells in all these different fields and still bring performance on day one. And I think, what you say all the time about the learning curve.
Yeah, I mean, the learning curve, whenever we look at these things and we step into a project, we look at a learning curve, right? We want to start at the top of the learning curve instead of trekking up the learning curve. That's one of the things that we get whenever we have experience all over the country in different basins. We get to take all kinds of different things that we've seen succeed and actually apply those on the learning curve to where we're step ahead of where someone would come in if they're just looking at this for the first time. We can wrap everything together, have some performance, have some leadership, have some consistency. And it's been a really, really good thing. Pretty awesome to see the morphing of starting from a place where there's things to learn to being able to apply these principles and deliver consistent performance everywhere we've been so far. So it's pretty awesome. It's great stuff.
Yes, no, and it's that's what when we talk about, when we say, oh man, continuous rig line, we match or we beat people that are drilling in the area regularly. That's that starting at the top of the learning curve. We're not coming in and learning things. Are we going to get better? You bet right we are. I mean, we're going after it. But being able to come in and perform at top level on day one, that's day one performance. Being able to walk away from fields for a year, 2 year, and come back and still be ahead of where other people are. That's that consistency we get from seeing so many different issues, so many different design thoughts. And if you don't have good principles, you can't do that. You can't just memorize how to drill in a field and apply that 200 miles away or 20 miles away. We have to use our principles to generate our consistency. And I think when we do that, you guys see my marketing campaign. I'm out there. I'm in your face. I'm putting it up. I love it. It's like an 80s WrestleMania coming at you with everything we're throwing out there. But we're putting that out every week. We're putting that out on wells. We don't have to cherry pick. If we drilled one well a year and it didn't go that good, we're really going to be like, well, we did a good job on surface. Look. Yeah. We don't do that, and we don't have to do that because 1, we drill so many wells. 2, we drill so many wells at a high level of performance. I mean, and we're honest. If I put something out on social media, you can fact check it. If it's in our bulletin, it's right. It's correct. We've all agreed on the numbers. The rig agrees on the numbers. We agree on the numbers, which is huge. And that's, you see in our service companies, they drill 15 bad curves, or not ours, no offense to anybody, they drill 15 bad curves and then they finally go out and smoke one and they blow it up everywhere. Mm-hmm. And so that's why performance bulletins have gotten, people take them with a grain of salt. So, kudos to everybody that's been screenshotting ours the last 2 weeks. Questions we have gotten. Did this really happen? Did you not drill surface first, or was surface already set? No. When we say spud means we started the well, not drilling out a surface. Questions like that, and they're great questions. But it's funny when you put something out on social media and you start getting screenshots of your post asking, did this really happen? And you're like, well, I wouldn't put it on social media. We're not politicians. We're not running for office. We're just out here trying to drill and complete wells. So we had a good laugh about that. Great response from everything going on. It's been interesting. Like I said, from what has come from this just in the first week. We've had a good chuckle, and we're going to keep going with it. It's fantastic. It's kind of all I've got on rig volume and how that affects our customers and how it affects us for the week's topic.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's exciting news. We're glad you guys are all tuning in. Thanks. We wouldn't be here without you. Keep it salty, everybody.
Keep it salty. Also, thank you for one of our vendors pointing out that it looks like we have Indian feathers coming out of our head from the rigs. That is a logistical issue in our current setup, but we're working on that too. We'll see y'all next week. Take it easy, guys.
Thanks.